Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 8th of January 26.
Great to be here. So we've got a pile of announcements in front of us.
We do. And our mission today is pretty simple, right? We're going to cut through the noise and get to what it all actually means.
Exactly. What's the immediate impact? We'll start here at home with corporate news, then get into some major policy moves, and finish by connecting it all to the global picture.
Okay, let's dive into that corporate action. Oil and gas is making some serious waves.
It is. First up is Vantris Energy. They've just secured two massive contracts from Petronas Caragali.
Big ones. We're talking offshore transportation and installation.
Yep, worth a combined RM 1.4 billion. But the key thing here isn't just the money.
It's the timeline.
It's the timeline. This adds to their earnings all the way out to 2029. It's a huge signal that Petronas is thinking, long term.
Right, locking in domestic development.
Yeah.
And sticking with energy, Hibiscus Petroleum is also making moves.
A pretty significant one. They've boosted their UK oil reserves, the Teal West field, by 32%.
Wow. So what does that translate to in actual barrels?
About 4.5 million extra barrels. It's a big step towards their goal of hitting 35,000 barrels a day next year.
Okay, so from oil wells to building foundations, Paramount is making a big property play.
A very strategic one. They're buying up land in Putrajaya. It's about 2.62 acres for RM 40 million.
And the plan is a high-rise residential project.
With a huge GDV, a gross development value of around RM 323 million.
It's near the central station, which means they're banking on that transit-oriented development demand.
Which is typically very resilient. It's a smart use of land, kind of like what Tien Press Holdings is doing.
I saw that. They're not printing, they're building a data center.
Exactly. On their land in Petroleum. They're partnering with My Telehouse, getting into that whole digital infrastructure boom. A great way to optimize an old asset.
So all this seems to point to pretty positive market sentiment.
Oh, absolutely. CGS International is forecasting the FBM KLCI will push past 1,800 points by the end of 2026.
This is decent upside, about 7.9%.
And it's driven by an expectation of 8.5% growth in corporate earnings.
When I see a name like Gamuda getting 20 buy calls out of 21 analysts, I have to ask, what could possibly derail that? That kind of consensus feels risky.
Well, you're right to be cautious. And the biggest risk is always policy, which brings us to the MACC.
The anti-graft probe. It seems to be widening.
It's definitely escalating. The former Malaysian army chief, his two wives, and two others were just detained.
And this is all tied to procurement tenders.
Yes. And the MACC also seized RM 2.4 million in cash. It's a very clear signal they're serious about cleaning up high-level spending.
A necessary cleanup. On the consumer side, though, there's some good news on stability.
Right. A bit of relief. The Treasury confirmed they won't be cutting the Budi Madani fuel quota, at least not for now.
So no new income-based restrictions on RO95?
Not yet. The focus is on stopping the leakages first. Foreigners or companies abusing the system rather than burdening households.
Okay, so fuel stability is good, but less stability for commuters. The LRT3 Shah Alam line is still delayed.
Yes, the transport minister confirmed there's still no start date for the final tests. Contractor issues are still unresolved.
Safety first, of course, but you can feel the public's frustration building.
It is. And speaking of public access, there's a positive legal development. The Mobile Labor Court is set to launch this August.
This is a great initiative, bringing the court to rural workers.
It's a huge deal. Saves them from losing a day's wages just for travel. And in another piece of legal news, we have some finality.
The Renong UEM case.
That's the one. The federal court rejected Tan Sri Halim Saad's final appeal. After 25 years, that saga is officially over.
Wow. Okay, let's shift to the global stage. Oil prices took a dip.
They did, about 1.0%. This came after the U.S. announced a deal with Venezuela
To divert their embargoed crude to U.S. ports.
up to $2 billion worth. The market saw more supply coming and, prices dropped. But China immediately called the move bullying.
So escalating tensions there. And China is also escalating things with Japan.
Very much so. Beijing has started an anti-dumping probe into dichlorosilane.
A key material for making chips.
A critical one. This is the tech trade war flaring up again. It creates a lot of uncertainty for global supply chains.
And back in the U.S., some domestic political drama. The Trump administration is freezing over $10 billion in federal funds.
Yeah, for childcare and family assistance, specifically targeting 5 Democrat-run states.
Citing fraud concerns.
That's the official reason. Democratic governors are calling it vindictive, and it's set to affect social services for millions. It's a very aggressive political move.
It is, and it makes you wonder.
Well, that's the final thought, really. We see the KLCI is very domestically focused, and the government is trying hard not to burden consumers here at home. But when you see these huge U.S.-China tensions impacting oil and chips, how much insulation does Malaysia really have from all this global volatility?
That is the question to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast for our future analysis. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.